Rockeyez would like to welcome Justin Murr and J.K. Northrup. Hey, guys, what's up?
Well, this is J.K. here. Just watched my favorite baseball team, the Giants, win.
Uh-huh.
And, I'm just kicking back in my office here at home.
Cool. How about you, Justin?
Well, I watched my favorite baseball team, Brian, the Cubs win, so I think we're both even.
Okay, let's get to right away to Liberty and Justice. Hell is coming to breakfast. Tell me how you contact each of these, rockers and stuff like that, and get them to sign on to help you.
Well, when we first started Liberty and Justice, as you know, it was just a band. Through time, the band broke up like most bands do. In 2004, I did a CD called Welcome Revolution, and we had a guy named Lou Graham from Foreigner do a song. I knew his pastor. He was a big Christian promoter. We traveled. We played there. He hooked me up with Lou, and once I got Lou, everything else just opened up. And 6 records later, I hooked up with J.K., and for the last 3 years, J.K. and I have been writing songs and preparing ourselves for this new record. And it's a lot easier approaching somebody now with J.K. as a songwriter because he's known for, XYZ, King Cobra, Shortino, and Northrup. Sorry, J.K.
Hey, no problem. And now Justin won't leave me alone.
Cool. So how do you
every day?
How do you actually it's really Christian oriented, and is it harder to write just about the everyday life in the Christian background compared to other people?
I think it's just a song. A good song is a good song, no matter if you base it as a Christian song or a love song or just a rocker. When I write some lyrics, I send it to J.K. I never once said, keep the Christian tone in there. I said, make it like Van Halen.
Right.
Yeah. I agree with that as well.
Right. So this CD was just released, or is it about?
It was.
Yes. And you getting any kind of feedback yet?
Well, this record was never supposed to happen, to be honest with you, Brian. 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, is that right, J.K.?
Pretty close to that. About 3 years ago.
A decade ago, Brian, we started writing a record called the Cigar Chronicles, which is going to be a double CD.
Right.
26 songs, 13 originals, 13 covers. We wrote so many songs, and the record has gone through so many different phases now. We had so many extra songs that weren't going to make the record.
Right.
Bill from Rocks approached me and said, hey, do you want to release a record with these other songs? And they were good songs. They weren't bad by any stretch of the imagination. It's just that they didn't fit what J.K. and I were doing right then. Right. And so we put this record together with Rocks Records, and we put some demos on there. We put some obscure songs on there and made a record. And, me and J.K. were laughing. He does lead vocals on a song called Nakatomi Plaza. We're like, do we put this on there? And then the reviewers were saying it's the best song on the record, and we both laughed about that.
Oh, correct. That cracks me up. And even going back before that, Justin, some of the songs that we were working on ended up on the Chasing It Pure EP.
That's right. And so we've been doing it for a while.
So there's the 2 records have already come out from songs that we started almost 3 years ago for this 2-disc CD.
Right.
Coming up. And then Hello's Coming to Breakfast is the latest one.
So basically, go ahead.
I'm sorry, Brian. The great thing is, a lot of people are saying this is one of my best records ever released, and the funniest thing that J.K. and I laughed about was these aren't our best songs. These are songs that were actually left over, and it's amazing that the response we're getting.
Right. Now you both write the lyrics, and then do you pass that on to the artist, or how's that work?
I come up with the idea usually. I write some lyrics. J.K. writes the music and the melody. And then we both talk, and we say who could fit this song, and then we pick an artist out. And, he has some great contacts in the business, and I have some as well, and we just go between ourselves and get the best guy for the song. Would you agree, J.K.?
Absolutely. And it actually started, Justin would send me just the lyrics themselves, and with no guidance, like, here's some lyrics, and go. So I would just take the lyrics and start writing the music and write melodies and then demo it out. sent it to Justin, and 9 times out of 10, it was like a thumbs up on the first try. So it's been a very productive endeavor from the very beginning.
Right, and it makes it easier for me. As you know, Brian, you followed L&J for a few years now. With J.K. and also with Vic Rivera, it takes this 100% songwriting pressure off me because I used to write both the music and the... I don't think J.K. even thinks I can play an instrument.
You know, I've heard some of the past stuff, and I know you can, so... And as Justin was saying, later on in the process, he would kind of give me a, like, you know, in the vein of this, or kind of the, I like this band kind of thing, and then I would review it, and then kind of take it sort of in that direction, but, you know, put, of course, my twist on the song itself, so...
Right.
It's been
cool.
Well,
and like some of the artists, like are some of my favorites, like Philip Bardwell, who did "Thankful Heart." That guy's an amazing singer, and you used him before, and I guess your relationship's pretty good with him.
Go ahead, JK. Answer that.
Okay. First of all, I've done, besides the song he sang, "Thankful Heart," he also sang Paige's song on the Chasing a Cure EP, and he sang a song called "When Mullets Rule the World" off of that CD as well.
Right.
Which is a YouTube classic right now. And I also mixed and mastered a song for the band Wow. Or, I'm sorry, Now. N-O-W.
Wow.
Alec Mendonca. Alex. And that was featuring Philip as well. So I've worked on 4 songs now with him singing. And
Also great, JK.
And Grace, yes. So, and he's on the upcoming Cigar Chronicles album as well. So, amazing singer. Love his voice.
Very, very. Also, you got Jamie Rowe in there, and Jamie is a friend of ours, and he did a great job. I thought the lyrics were amazing for that, and you know, when he hits, you know, "Thy Will Be Done," it's even though it's a demo, I mean, it's an amazing song.
Jamie and I wrote that. I've been friends, I don't know if you know that, Brian, for Jamie for a long time.
Right.
He was one of the first guys that were on, you know, he was the first all-star, actually, to ever appear on that L&J record.
Right.
And we wrote "Thy Will Be Done" for the soundtrack of a soul record, which Pete Lauren and Mark Slaughter sang on. And I asked Jamie if it's cool if I release his version of that song. He said, cool. And I always liked it. You know, that's how we got Mark and Pete to be on the song, is because of Jamie's vocal and his, you know, the way he approached that song. If you listen to it, the other two guys imitate him, basically. I mean, close, anyway.
Right. Another one of my favorite songs is "What Do You Believe?" And I think the chorus really complemented that song tremendously. You know, with Mike from Far Cry and Vic Rivera from Crunch, they did a kick-ass job. But the chorus of that really blew me away. Can you tell me anything about that song?
Yeah, we wrote that song for, are you familiar with my Light It Up album at all, Brian?
Yes.
Okay, that song was wrote, and we handed it to C.J. Snare. He decided to rewrite the whole song, and he made "Do What You Believe" out of it. And we had this demo. At the time, Mike wasn't in Far Cry, another singer was.
Right.
And going through finding demos, I had this, and I asked Vic, is it cool to release this? He said, yeah. I mean, Vic wrote it. And I thought it was a cool way for people that know my project to hear some stuff. Like when I give you a song to sing, Brian, sometimes, not always, but sometimes the vocalist changes stuff. Would you write, JK?
Right.
Yes.
Without even asking. Well, who am I to tell C.J. Snare that he can't rewrite one of these songs? I mean, Do What You Believe is a cool song, and What You Believe is, just a different version of that song.
Right. Excuse me. Another song that blew me away was "Monkey Dance." Jack Russell, I mean, he could sing just about anything. Can you tell me anything about that song, how that worked out?
Yeah, again, another old song. You're on the demo side.
Right.
It was on Independence Day. I'm a bass player, The mix that we had was more of a rock version. I went in and with Mike Lane, we remixed it, made the bass more predominant. I hope you can tell that, and made it more of an alternative mix. And Jack Russell's one of my I called him JK. Jack Russell's one of my favorite singers anyway. So
JR.
Cool. And I mean, everybody, tears flow for the Jenny Lane song "Sin." I mean, the lyrics. I mean, you're driving in your car and you know he passed, and you listen to them lyrics. You wonder if he's thinking something in his mind. Anything about that?
You go ahead and start on that one there, Justin, because you started the lyrics on that. So.
Well, I wrote that song, the lyric-wise, and I told JK we're writing this for Michael Sweet.
Okay.
Michael had some free time in the window. We were writing it for him. By the time we got done, his window was closed. Sometimes it takes longer to write a song than what I expect or JK expects. He has other clients and he has other things going on, and I just do L&J. Kerry Kelly, who's a friend of mine, said Janie has some free time. Do I have any songs for him? So JK got 3 songs together that we wrote together, and we sent them to Janie. Janie and Kerry picked The Sin. They said they loved it. They said Janie could see his light through that. And they rewrote a little bit, right, JK? I mean, what did they actually change?
Yeah, I was going to interject that after I had demoed the song with Justin's original lyrics, it was sent to them, and that's when they got it, and Janie really liked the song and the lyrical content of it and decided to pursue it, and then go ahead and go from there, Justin.
Kerry rewrote some of the pre-chorus, the guitar tone, and then they called me up and, Kerry said Janie just loves it. He's almost in tears. I mean, he's overjoyed how this ended up. And we hear that a lot from artists. We never celebrate till we hear it. This is the best I've ever done, and sometimes it's not.
Right.
Yeah.
By the way,
they just say it because they want to get paid,
True. But it is an amazing song, and the lyrics really tell a story.
It does, and we released the single. Janie sang the song, and then 5 weeks later he passed, which was the last thing he ever recorded 100% in the studio, which is amazing.
Right. Wow.
And so JK and I released a single with CJ. CJ did something, I forget what he did. But anyway, released it last year, and then doing this, JK wrote the version, an electric version and an acoustic version, right, JK?
That is correct. I just took the original version where I had not added drums or anything like that to the song yet. It was just the acoustic, the original acoustic guitar, and I just pulled everything out, left the vocal in there, kind of had to make an edit where the guitar solos work, because there's no guitar solo in the song on the stripped-down version of it.
Right.
So it just made it a lot more personal and very, very prophetic, lyric.
And the response has been incredible. I mean, it's it's the #1 song on my iTunes account. It was Staying Alive. We just released the Kip Winger thing. Just I think it's ahead of it now, but for a long time is the best thing I've ever sold, selling wise. And his ex-girlfriends, some of his family has approached us, and we're just very thankful for that song, and his fans love it, so that's all we can ask for.
Cool. It is a great song. I really like it myself. Tell me a little bit about the Cigar Chronicles. I see you got Eric Ragnow on there. You got Pete Fry, James Christian, Tony Harnell, one of our favorites.
Yeah.
When's that ready for release?
That is it's still in progress. We haven't actually even gotten some of the performances from some of the artists.
Right.
They're advertised, and some of them that were advertised have been changed since the last time I think Justin sent out the listing.
And some songs have been replaced as well. I mean, but think about every major hard rock band from the 80s and 90s, and we probably got someone from that band on the project. It's an incredible compilation of artists. We got from people, we got someone from Faster Pussycat. We got Rat. We got Slaughter. I mean, just every Trickster. Every band that you can think of, Firehouse, is on this record, and it's really the biggest collaboration I think Kip Winger, of any record that's ever been released. I mean, that's it's incredible when you see the list.
Right. Well, I'm looking at the list, so you know.
Well, some of the songs have changed. 6 songs have changed, and some there we added Mark Slaughter. We've added Janet Garner of Vixen's doing a song. Drummer I lost is Chad Stewart from Faster Pussycat did something.
Right.
Tim Gaines of Striper has been added. I mean, from that list, we've increased of the talent that was on the original list. I mean, I think we outdone ourselves with the songs and the talent. Don't you agree, JK?
Absolutely, including the song you mentioned, which is called Grace. And I don't think it was on the list there, but it's got Philip Barnwell doing the vocal. But we also, and Justin hooked
Michael
us up.
Bordwell did, it's a duet, right, JK?
Yes, and I'm sorry, his name again?
That's Jaded Heart singer, Michael Borwell, is that right, Brian?
I think so. Yeah.
Borman, Michael Borman.
Look it up.
Oh yeah, Michael Borman. Yes, yeah.
And amazing. That's the next song I'm getting to work on, and to hear Philip and Michael together,
wow.
It is just it gives you goosebumps.
Wow.
And Mark played a solo on it.
Very cool.
Mark Slaughter played the guitar solo on it. So
cool. Now the first disc is all original like cover tunes, right?
We redid them, yeah. Did you get a chance to hear "Staying Alive" yet?
I haven't heard any of them actually yet, but I'm like looking at them. I'm just saying, some of them songs.
Well, can I plug? April 24th released.
Sure.
"Staying Alive," Kip Winger and J.K. Northrup on iTunes. It's done unbelievable. It's acoustic. If you get a chance, Brian, listen to it. It's unbelievable, really. It is.
Cool.
And the story on that one, when we started this, the Cigar Chronicles 3 years ago, my first challenge came from Justin. Justin goes, "I'm starting this new project, and I want to give you the first, crack at do what you can do." Because I challenge you to do a version of "Staying Alive" by the Bee Gees, but just do it with an acoustic guitar.
Right. Wow.
And I went, oh, geez. Okay, taking an iconic disco song, it's got such a recognizable riff and everything, but just now it's played with an acoustic.
Wow.
So I took the challenge, and it turned out amazing. I just demoed the song with my voice and the acoustic, and everybody from CJ to Justin, everybody that listened to it just loved it. And for Kip Winger to decide that, I'll sing that song, and now it's released and it's doing very well. That's really the song that started this whole project.
Very cool. Some of the songs I'm going down. I'm saying I can't wait to kind of hear some of these.
Well, you can, if you go to YouTube right now, you can hear "Staying Alive." We released it Tuesday. It's on iTunes, Rhapsody. It's on all the digital downloads. We released it just as a single, and it's doing really well. I mean, iTunes. It has a chance to be featured on iTunes front page on Tuesday. I mean, it's selling that well.
Cool.
And I think people, whatever you think of my project or the name band Liberty and Justice,
right?
The Cigar Chronicles is gonna. It's our opus. It's an amazing project. We took Ice Ice Baby, made a rock tune out of it. We took these songs that we could have done a cover CD with us doing "Living on a Prayer," but that just doesn't make sense. You know what I mean?
Right.
So we got go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it was when Justin started sending me these the cover songs and just said, "Here, I want a version of this song." And Ice Ice Baby, of course, is another iconic, almost like a Milli Vanilli joke kind of a song, but it was very successful.
Right.
But I took that song and made it sound more like, almost like Rage Against the Machine kind of sound.
Very cool.
And then Justin gave me "I Can't Dance" by Genesis. It sounds like Nine Inch Nails.
Wow.
And Stevie Rochelle sings that.
Wow.
Yeah, and each song, Pride from U2 has a whole different vibe to it. C.J. Snare sang that song. George Lynch is playing lead guitar on it, and Jeff Pilson's playing bass. And the list just goes on and on. Iris from the Goo Dolls, Tony Harnell singing it.
Very cool.
I can't say enough how amazing. The one big surprise song is YMCA. And we had Kelly Keeling do the vocal in that song. And once again, anybody has preconceived notions of doing a song like that, has nothing to do with what the original song sound like. So
Wow.
it's been so fun.
Cool. When's this release supposed to come? I'm sure people, after they hear this interview, is going to die to hear some of this stuff.
Well, a lot of people, it's going on for a while. If you, I have a Google thing for Liberty and Justice, and it's the second most requested thing, and the record hasn't even came out yet. People are Googling it, so.
Very cool.
We are going to shop it. We have some major labels interested in L&J, and we're mixing it now, and then once we get done, we're going to shop it, and we're hoping late 2012, early 2013.
Cool. Well, I congratulate.
If I had my way, it's going to be next week. But unfortunately,
you waited 3 years.
Yeah, because Justin and I have been involved on this, along with CJ Snare, very intimately for these, going on 3 years now, and it's a long time to wait, knowing that there's so many amazing performers and performances, and it's going to be stellar.
Cool.
The greatest thing is, from the cover side to the original side, Brian, it's just a great package of 26 songs. It's just a really cool. It's a cool album. It really is.
Very cool. Well, I congratulate both of you guys for amazing CD, and we look for the future for this next one, Cigar Chronicles, and after that release, what's next? The next album?
Well, this year I signed a deal with Rox Records to do 2 records. We did Hell's Coming to Breakfast. Are you reviewing that? Have you reviewed it yet?
No, we didn't review it yet.
Okay. And then later this year, I have a best of the early stuff before all the All-Stars came. I was a band.
Right.
And we have that, the best of the early years, coming out late this year on Rox Records. And then the Cigar Chronicles, and JK and I will sit down and see where we're at. We're both planning big things for the Cigar Chronicles, so...
yes, there's a lot of walks and singles being, back to baseball reference here, a lot of base hits going on in the meantime, but the Cigar Chronicles is definitely going to be the grand slam.
Cool. Well, once again, I congratulate you both, and thank you for this interview. You have anything to say to the fans out there?
Check out Staying Alive. It came out April 24th on iTunes and all the other digital downloads. It's a picture of the future with the Cigar Chronicles, and also April 24th, Hell is Coming to Breakfast came out, which is a very cool Liberty and Justice record.
Very cool. Anything from you, JK?
Pretty much the same thing. Yeah, just keep your ears open for the release date for the Cigar Chronicles, and in the meantime, listen to Staying Alive. Keep downloading the song, and check out the YouTube video, and I've got other projects in the work that I'm doing. I can't mention right now, but right now the focus is definitely on this Liberty and Justice, the next Cigar Chronicles coming out.
You have other stuff you're working on, JK? That's kind of a too-tiny thing, isn't it?
Hey, I am one busy man.
Wow.
So,
very good.
We thank you for the time, Brian. It's very cool.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank both of you. Talk to you later.
Thanks.
All right, take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.